It's not easy talking about labor market reform when workers have already been battered by layoffs and austerity cuts. But at this hearing, reform is seen as crucial in relaunching economies and making those economies and their workers more competitive. Panelists at the hearing, led by MEP and EPP member Traian Ungureanu of Romania, said the timing of this talk couldn't be better. The European Commission is launching its 2020 strategy to revitalize Europe's economy. And with unemployment around 10% across the EU, more than 20% among youth, Europe is in dire need of new and concrete ways to fight joblessness.
The main message is a call to realism as far as the employment problems, let's put it frankly, the jobs question is regarded. I think that the crisis taught us a harsh lesson. The same way the financial market suffered the so-called correction, I think the job market suffered the correction. Both economically and philosophically, we should go back towards a realistic approach. What does this mean? It means that jobs cannot be created artificially, or if they are created artificially, they will not stand.
So how do you create these jobs naturally?
Naturally, exactly. This is a key word. How do we create jobs naturally? It means that we have to make the jobs market and the education system to meet the precise point. We cannot afford to pump money into a diploma creating industry. Many of our universities and schools are just that.
Ungureanu says the famed Polish plumber and other vocationally skilled workers from Eastern Europe are dwindling in their homelands not only because of westward migration, but because of a lack of training at home.
What changed, and it is now working, indeed on a small scale, in Romania for instance, and in other countries, Bulgaria would be another example, is a reviving of the vocational training. The good old schools that pump into the market really skilled people.
What kind of money are we talking about here on a national level? Do you think there should be more EU funding?
I won't say it requires an awful lot of money. It's relatively cheap to do this sort of training. All it requires is political will and good trainers.
Romania's State Secretary for the Employment Ministry gives a concrete example of retraining at one plant.
We have a very recent example. There is a pipe factory in Buzău where we have retrained the personnel targeting this kind of job, and we have already created 100 new jobs.
And Ungureanu has more examples.
What we could do positively in Romania was giving people a chance to develop their own businesses in the so-called agro-tourism, which was a success in certain areas of the country. There was a solid approach by the government towards the SMEs.
Officials at this hearing say they have proven ways to boost skills and employability, and they'd like to take this Europe-wide with the support of the European Parliament and the EU 27. For more about our group's activities, please have a look at our website, eppgroup.eu. Thanks for watching, and see you again.